Well, hey now, everybody. It's The Rob from 106.1 KISS FM. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Let us welcome to the podcast the amazing Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Good morning, number 8. I've got the sheet ready. I've got a special green highlighter for your predictions to go beside mine. This is like a crammed episode, and I'm very excited. I love the predictions episode. I missed it. I didn't realize how much I missed it until Great Balls of Fire happened, and we didn't do one.
It was weird to not do one. A few things weird. First of all, if you're wondering, I'm wearing a Sasha Banks t-shirt.
I thought that might just be a cool necklace that you picked up.
I hate this shirt. I'm wearing it just because I have it now. It came in my last loot crate, my WWE Slam crate, and that's the
problem with the loot crates. And the only problem that I see, you get T-shirts, you get cool stuff, but they don't tell you what the T-shirt's going to be. So, you know, if you're doing comics or sci-fi, you might end up with a Doctor Who shirt, and I don't care about that at all.
Yeah.
Or in your case, you get a Sasha Banks tee.
Well, so here's the thing. Now, let me ask you. Let's say you know nothing about wrestling. Like, I'm trying to remove myself from wrestling. Would you think this? Do I look like I'm wearing a girl's shirt?
No.
I don't know. But here, the back doesn't help anything. Hold on.
It looks like you're wearing like a Kendrick Lamar shirt. Oh, okay. It looks like you're wearing a Kanye West shirt. To be quite honest.
I don't know what it even comes off as, but I mentioned that I don't think I told you this off the air. I don't think I told the audience. I actually decided to abandon Slam Crate. So the one I got July 1st or whenever I got the most recent one, I was on vacation, so I didn't do an unboxing. But I did decide that's going to be my last Slam Crate.
Which action figure did you get? Which ring figure did you get?
It was Triple H. And to be honest with you, Jerry, and it wasn't bad.
You missed out because I saw what this month's was, and I would have loved this month.
Oh, I saw it. I preferred the two that I have already for this set.
Okay. Undertaker.
Yeah, it's Undertaker. And that's fine or whatever, but I prefer the Triple H one and the Stone Cold one that I have. But here's what happened. At a time when I was looking to cut costs because I had just bought a house and, trying to, just cut costs wherever I can, You got
to pay for all that paint, baby. You got to pay for all that paint.
At the very same time I'm looking to cut costs, they send me an email that says the price of your Slam Crate is going up from $30 every crate to $33 every crate.
And $3 will make or break you.
Well, and not only that, at that very same email, or at least around that time, they're like, and guess what? Your next loot crate, your next Slam Crate is going to contain a Sasha Banks exclusive T-shirt. And I'm like, oh boy. Well, this is a sign that I'm supposed to be a band. See, here's the thing. When I was getting the stuff, first of all, I always liked the stuff. I used to do Loot Crate, and like you, I was always just like, this isn't enough stuff for me. If there was ever a WWE Loot Crate, that would probably be right up my alley. And then it happens. And I like the stuff that I'm getting. It's kind of pricey. It's $30 every other month. You get a box. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's $30 every other month, and you get a box every other month. And the stuff in there is really cool, except for I'm it's like it's about $30 worth of stuff, but close enough that I'm okay with keeping it going. But then they up the price, and this stupid T-shirt that I'm wearing right now it sealed the fate.
As my son gets older, I think that I'm going to maybe get into Loot Crate because I would like some of those comic shirts, but I don't have any use for toys. But he does. We did Nerd Block for him, and he absolutely loved it. It was Nerd Block Boys Jr., and it just came with like little toys. He got like a stuffed Ghostbusters toy and Minion stuff, and sometimes a poster would be rolled up, and that's cool, but it was cheap. It was also a Christmas present. So, but $35 for and you end up with a Sasha Banks shirt. Sorry.
Yeah, this last one had there was a New Day foam finger, but instead of a finger, it's a unicorn. There's a little book about stables. Again, very small. It's like nothing worth writing home about. Who was the poster? The poster was the Shield, I think. The theme was stables, and the figure was Triple H. Oh, and there was these were kind of cool. I don't know that I'll ever wear them, but they're they're those, what are they called? Like Odd Socks, or is that there's a brand name like something like Odd Socks. They're very high detailed. They're highly detailed socks, and they're Bray Wyatt socks.
Okay, dude, I'm almost 40 and I have 2 kids. The only socks I wear are the ones with sandals. Like, it's not cool anymore.
To transition into the episode now, something happened this week that hasn't happened since the draft a year ago. I just totally missed SmackDown. And it's not an indictment on the product, although the SmackDown product isn't that great right now. It's just because I didn't have a way to DVR it. Last night we had dinner at Brittany's dad's house. The only way I could have seen it was on the USA app, which I do have, and that's how I watched Raw. But I can't like DVR it now, and the only way I could have watched would have been live. You can't you can access stuff on demand, but not WWE stuff on USA. So the only way I'll be able to see it will be in 30 days on the network, and I'm just not going to watch it at that point. So this is the first SmackDown I've missed completely since the draft.
This would be a good opportunity for me to do one of my reenactments. However, I don't have the energy nor the inclination because it didn't really move the needle for me last night. It wasn't a bad episode, and I don't want you to get the impression that it was, Rob. It just was a very, very uneventful, hey, we've got Battleground coming up kind of. Like, if I was going to sum it up in just a few words, I'd say SmackDown last night was very, hey, Battleground's on Sunday.
Okay.
That's really, it opens with, it opens in a really cool way. It opens with the Punjabi prison, and out come the Singh brothers, and they introduce the modern day Maharaja, and he comes out, and he gets in, and then they lower the big structure around the little structure inside. And then they give some details on the Punjabi prison match. The Singh brothers are describing the stipulation and how it works, and that there are 4 doors on the inside, ring 1, and you can ask for them to be lifted 1 time, the doors, and then they're open for 60 seconds. But if you don't go through, they close, and they stay closed the rest of the match. You've got to climb out of that, and then you've got to climb out of the other one.
Okay.
What'd you say?
I said typical Punjabi rules.
Yeah, typical Punjabi rules. Then, Jinder Mahal does this promo in that typical, like, I can tell he's talking as loud as he can, but for some reason I could still barely hear him. Why don't they turn his mic up?
This is Jinder?
Yeah, Jinder, you ever hear him talk? It's this very, like, I'm screaming. I'm screaming so quietly. It's like, it's really, I don't know how you do it, but he does that. And then Randy Orton comes out and climbs to the top of the thing, and he's cutting a promo, and they basically, that's the Punjabi section. Now move it aside. Done with that. And then they move on and do a couple dumb things with the girls. Shane McMahon is there, so of course he's surrounded by all the other girls and talking about the number 1 contender, blah, blah, blah. And then John Cena comes out to start the next hour, and he does what the Singh brothers did for the Punjabi thing, and he explains the rules to the flag match. And then Rusev comes out, and then it's a thing. It's like basically what they did for Punjabi, only now they're going to do it for the flag match. There was the Fashion Files was cool. It was very conspiracy X-Files.
That's actually what I missed the most. Like that, I might just try to find that on YouTube if I can.
And that, I think, when we go through the Battleground predictions, we found 7 matches total. That, I think, is going to be the 8th match.
I do think there'll be an 8th match, yeah.
But they didn't put. So they're searching for somebody. They're looking for clues, and it says you're going to find out at Battleground. And I know that usually means they'll find out and then they'll have a match.
Okay.
But I don't know who it's against. I don't know who it's going to be against. So that's that.
Okay. Is there anything else from SmackDown we should talk about?
The tag match at the end was good. It was a good match, but it did nothing for me, and it had some of my favorite wrestlers. It had Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles taking on Baron Corbin and Kevin Owens.
All right. Then you want to go right into the predictions then? Because those usually take us a little bit of time.
Let's go into the predictions. Let's do this. Now, I'm interested to see what your predictions are since you didn't see the show last night. But as I said, you didn't really miss much.
Do you think anything changed your mind from last night?
I pay very close attention, almost to a fault, of like, you know, in a mixed tag match or in a tag match at the end where, you know, Nakamura and AJ are taking on Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin, who gets pinned, you know, are they going to get pinned 2 times in a row? Who goes over? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I try to logic my way into picks. So I did a little bit of that, but not much.
Okay. Well, let's get started here. First of all, my first prediction is that since this is Battleground, it is a B show. My first prediction is that Jerry Valeri will retain the lock. We didn't make predictions for the Great Balls of Fire, so that's
I'd have lost it. I would have lost it there for sure.
I don't know how I would have done, to be honest with you, but I actually think I would have done pretty well. But you have it from the time before that, I think.
Yeah, like the 4 times before that.
Yeah, you're on kind of a roll. So yeah, the B show continues to be Jerry's. Although I feel okay about my predictions. Let's jump right into it. We've got 6 matches and then a 7th match taking place on the pre-show. You want to start there?
Absolutely. I do want to say after this prediction, the next prediction episode we do will be for SummerSlam, and that will be our 1-year anniversary pay-per-view.
Look at that. Happy anniversary, bud.
Well, not yet. Don't count your chickens.
Well, I hope you're not planning anything you're not telling me about.
Well, if I wasn't going to tell you about it, I wouldn't tell you now, would I?
Great. So when can we expect you to leave the show?
I'm going to kick you through a barbershop window. I'm going to pull such a cast on you.
Oh, please don't.
Okay, I won't.
Thank you. All right, the first match, we've got Ty Dillinger taking on Aiden English on the pre-show. So there's I'd say 30% chance I won't see this.
That's being conservative.
I usually tune in about 15 minutes prior to showtime is my goal.
If they put it on at that spot, then great. But sometimes they put it on early in the kickoff show, which makes no sense, and then I miss it.
I don't mind getting things started. I feel like of the two, neither one of them doing very well or doing very much. You could almost flip a coin as to, you know, who and why. So I won't waste a lot of time. I'll just say I'm going to go with Ty Dillinger.
I agree. And we'll just put it there. For the same things, you could flip a coin. I just think if they're going to decide to put somebody over, they've got probably more of a vested interest in making Ty Dillinger work than Aiden English at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly my rationale. I feel like they see more of a future in the Perfect 10 than they do in the Singing English. So, all right, let's get started to the main show. The next match we should talk about is Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Mr. Money in the Bank, Baron Corbin.
Yes.
You want to go ahead?
I know. You started, so I'll go. Not even based on last night, just based on the fact that this is his second pay-per-view, I think. They're not going to have Nakamura lose yet. I don't see it happening. Baron Corbin is going to be protected all year long, or as long as he has that case. So I think that they don't, remember the day that Seth Rollins cashed that briefcase in at WrestleMania and became champion earlier in the night, he lost cleanly to Randy Orton. So I don't think that they need to necessarily protect the Money in the Bank holder that much. And they feel like they need to protect Nakamura. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Shinsuke.
So, two in a row, we agree, and for the same reasons. This is not his second show. It's his third, although you could forget the second one because he was in the Money in the Bank, but by in, I mean out of.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So, and by the way, that reminds me, I meant to ask you, is Ziggler gone?
He's absent.
I know he's been teasing going to Japan, and the sites have been reporting that he wants to go. And this absence, especially an unexplained absence, makes me feel like he might be out the door, and I think that's a mistake for him.
Well, I want to say good for him. You think it's a mistake, but it wasn't a mistake for Cody Rhodes.
It kind of was, I feel like, but you could make that argument. Dolph is not like. Dolph is a former WWE champion.
So is Jack Swagger.
Okay, sure. Cody Rhodes wasn't, though.
Right. Okay.
So, and Cody Rhodes was stuck with the Stardust gimmick that he didn't want. What's so funny?
I can't. I'm sorry.
What? Is it the shirt?
Sasha Banks t-shirt. I can't take you seriously.
I'm expecting no one to take me seriously today.
I can't.
I knew that when I put this shirt on.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Go ahead. I
have my cable guy is supposed to be coming today at 11 o'clock, and I'm thinking about like I might be too embarrassing for this one guy to see me.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I deserve that.
Okay.
At least it's that. But I was going to say, I just think I'm personally of the mentality that it's better to be a mid to low card guy in the WWE than to be a champion of an independent.
Well, absolutely. Cause my kid has no idea who, that Okada guy is or who's the guy he fights? Jimmy Neutron? What's his name?
What's his favorite Kenny Omega match?
Yeah, Kenny Omega, that guy, Jimmy Neutron. I can't even remember the guy's match, and everyone's talking about giving him 6 stars.
So that's, I don't know. So I know people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. But and Dolph wasn't even really doing that badly though. Like Cody, I get. Like Cody is stuck with the gimmick he hated, but Dolph was doing okay, man.
Here's a perfect example. Last night, my son's walking around the upstairs with a stormtrooper mask on, and he looks at my wife, and I just hear it. I wasn't even in the room, and he goes, "I'm gonna walk with Elias," and I start laughing like he picked up that. But you know what? You never hear him say, "Hey, Mom, it's time for a super kick party." You know what I mean? Like, he's not talking about he's not talking about that stuff because he doesn't see it. He knows more about Elias Sampson than he does about Kenny Omega. That's your point exact.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So we both agree that Dillinger and Nakamura are going over on Sunday. This next one was the one I had the biggest struggle with.
Okay.
And I've got the 5-woman, what is it? The opportunity to be the #1 contender.
Yeah, #1 contender match.
Make sure I get this right. So we've got, now I'm assuming, does this mean, pardon me.
Not eliminate.
Okay, but does it mean SummerSlam is when they get the title shot?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got Charlotte Flair versus Lana versus Becky Lynch versus Tamina Snuka versus Natalya. And this was the one I left blank for most of my show this morning as I was filling out my predictions. I do have a name in there now. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I eliminated Charlotte and Becky strictly because they're baby faces.
Okay.
I think if you're going into SummerSlam, you're going to have a heel versus a face. So I think that you're going to have, what's her name, Naomi, taking on a heel. So it leaves me with Lana, Tamina, and Natalya. And I really had a really hard time picking these because I feel like they're all bad choices, which in turn makes them good choices. So I'm going to stick with the name on my paper, and I have very low confidence in this, but I feel like it's a 33% chance. I'm going to stick, believe it or not, with Lana.
You think they're going to do a rematch?
Yeah, but well, first of all, that's one of the things is they if you look at this whole card, there's so many rematches essentially built into it.
But you think they're going to do a rematch for SummerSlam?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
What do you mean, like a rematch of?
Well, Lana just fought Natty at Money in the Bank.
Naomi?
Naomi, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think they're going to continue with this. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't see them. I just feel like it's Lana.
Okay. You could be right. I went with it's SummerSlam, and they're going to put Charlotte Flair there. I feel like they're going to. I feel like they're going to put Charlotte Flair there, and I get that the match will have a lack of a heel, but Charlotte always has this heelish quality to her. Plus, they have a built-in heel in every championship match until the end of time. With Carmella, because she's got that Money in the Bank thing, and I don't know if she'll cash it or not. I'm not going to go into the business of predicting when that's happening, but I'm just saying she's going to float around enough that you will still have a heel present in that feud. or in that build-up. So I'm going to go with Charlotte on this.
Okay. Well, I'll just say about that. I mean, yeah, you know, I was going to say I don't have a lot of faith in your prediction. I was going to say I feel very unconfident, but more confident in my choice than I do in yours. But now I think about it, I mean, I don't, unless you find another place to put Charlotte, anything can happen. I hate these especially when it comes to women. I hate them multi.
You get any more?
Say it again.
That's all you get anymore. If they have one woman in a match, they have to have all of them.
Yeah, exactly, and that's annoying. And
it's 5.
And then how many were in the match at the last pay-per-view? 5.
5. That's all they have.
It's like 5, 5, 5, 5. Instead of 10, it's just 2 5s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That sounds like girls I dated in college.
This is my sexual history. 5, 5, 5, 5.
2.
All right.
Okay. What's next?
After that,
wouldn't get laid in a Sasha Banks shirt.
The fact that I put up a 5, that should be. I'm wearing a Sasha Banks t-shirt for God's sakes.
Come on, handicap it. Come on, a 5's good.
All right, talk to me about the flag match, Jer.
Okay, simply put, there's no way there's no way they're going to desecrate the American flag. There's no way that this isn't going to be a God Bless America fest. There's absolutely no way that John Cena, Captain America, isn't going to storm through this on his way to being super American at SummerSlam as well. And I'll explain that later. This is Cena's match. This is Cena's match. This is Cena's match.
There's no way. But then again, we said this about Jinder Mahal winning the world title. We said there's just no way it's happening. But
and I should say, full disclosure, the flag match segment from last night ended with Rusev on top holding the flags.
Well, also, one thing that's weird and worth noticing is that there are so many, I guess I'll say, anti-American gimmicks going on. You've got this flag match with Rusev and his flag. You've got Jinder Mahal with his anti-American angle with Randy Orton. And you've also got Kevin Owens, the face of America, just lost the U.S. title thing going on too. So there's a lot of that on SmackDown. It's kind of one-dimensional in that respect. But I agree with you. You'll never get me to change my mind on this. I don't care how many times Jinder Mahal wins the world championship. John Cena is not losing the flag match on Sunday.
No way. I wrote in my section, God Bless America.
Thank you for flashing that real quickly, because I was going to look at your other answers. I'm glad I did.
Well, no, I wasn't going to show all the other answers. The bottom 3, they're my last 3 matches are on the bottom of the half page. Wouldn't even see it. Okay,
next one, not so easy though. The next match I've got listed is actually a match we're just talking about. The face of America, Kevin Owens, taking on AJ Styles for the United States Championship.
Boy, they made that one harder with the Madison Square Garden stuff.
That does not make things any easier, in my opinion. You've got a weird change. Every once in a while, you see titles change hands at house shows, especially when they visit New York City and Madison Square Garden. AJ recently defeated Kevin Owens in a surprise victory, non-televised, at the Garden. We've got that. It was supposed to be Kevin Owens defending his United States Championship against AJ Styles. Now it is AJ Styles defending his United States Championship against Kevin Owens. So now I guess the question becomes, Jer, was this kind of a hot shot for the live crowd in Madison Square Garden, or is this the plan all along and they stay the course? The floor is yours. Or no, I guess the floor is mine.
Well, I'll take the floor if you want.
I don't mind going.
Go ahead.
I think that the plan is to keep this on AJ Styles, and since anytime where there's a title opportunity, That simply means that to whoever leaves with the championship wins the match in our predictions episodes. I don't know who's going to win or what means, but I do think that AJ Styles retains his United States Championship at Battleground in Philadelphia.
That's how we do it. We don't go on wins and losses because someone could get counted out on purpose and that kind of nonsense. We go with who's the champion at the end of the match.
Correct.
Boy, I couldn't use my old tricks on this one. You know, I remember, well, they both have T-shirts with the American flag style on it. Okay, the KO is like red, white, and blue, and then AJ Styles reveals this new shirt, and his P1 is red, white, and blue. And I was like, son of a gun, now what are you trying to do to me? I can't figure out based on merchandise, so I got to find out a different way.
By the way, speaking of merchandise, pick up your very sexy Sasha Banks T-shirt. In this
like wearing a chain.
You know what I feel like I'm dressed like? Longtime listeners of my show will remember Big Boy. He used to wear stuff like that. I feel like Big Boy.
I can't wait till we do the Battleground recap show. You can wear your Bailey wristbands.
I told you a story about Bailey handing one of her wristbands to Brittany, right?
No.
Oh yeah, one of the house.
Did you actually have Bailey wristbands?
No, because there was a girl right behind us, a little girl, like maybe 9 or 10 years old, dressed as Bailey, like head to toe. Oh. So she gave it to Brittany with the intention of giving it to the little girl behind her.
Got it.
We did that.
Did the right thing.
Did the right thing.
I have AJ Styles. I don't have a ton of confidence.
I'm a legit boss fan.
You are a boss. Holy smokes. That cracks me up. I have AJ Styles. I don't even know, being one of my favorite wrestlers on the active roster, Kevin Owens, I don't even know if I want him to win this. I think that this is good for AJ. I think AJ needs a belt, and I think that AJ lends a lot of credibility, both guys do, to the United States Championship. AJ's going to start doing the open challenge more, and I'm into it. And I think they're maybe looking at like an AJ Styles, John Cena thing down the road again.
That's what I'm hearing, but that's surprising to me because I thought for sure I'd have bet the farm that it was going to be Cena and Mahal at SummerSlam.
Oh, it still may be, buddy. But I mean, like it might. I think that they're going to have AJ be a champ for a while. So
I don't know where.
I don't know what they're going to do with Owens. He can quickly go from the face of the United States to something else and be okay. So I think Kevin Owens loses.
To me, the question is, if Cena goes to Styles at SummerSlam, which I'm not 100% convinced is going to happen, but I don't think he will. I think that that's more of a Royal Rumble type, close to Mania. Then where do you go with Jinder? Because you can't keep him on Orton. I mean, this is way too long as it is.
Right. Well, I mean, if we're going to I don't want to skip over the New Day Usos match, but I mean, I feel like Jinder's gonna have Cena at SummerSlam. That's what I believe. I don't believe AJ Cena's gonna happen.
Let's go to the tag match, actually, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about that. New Day taking on the Usos.
Yes.
Interesting bill. They had the very controversial rap segment, which I actually enjoyed. Despite, I mean, if you are not a fan of rap, or you're just not a big fan of wrestling enough to read the news site to know everything going on, you would think that segment was a whole blunder. But I loved the rap segment leading up to it. I just feel like it's been long enough now, and this is a rematch from this whole show is a rematch. I have not, the build to this show is an F for me. It's just, or at least it's close. This whole show just feels like the recycling of the last two SmackDown pay-per-views.
It just sounds to me like they're wasting time until SummerSlam.
I'm going to say it again, though, even though I was wrong last month. I'm going to say Usos pick up the title change here. I'm sorry, the New Day picks up the title change here.
Okay, I agree with that. I think they're going to give New Day the belt here. I think they get them from the Usos. I thought the Usos were going to keep them a little longer, but I think New Day will have the belts going into SummerSlam. So yeah. I took New Day as well.
So, all right, then so far it's pretty dull. We've only disagreed on one match so far, and that's the 5-woman. And so, I mean, if we agree on the main event, which I bet we will, that match becomes much more interesting, and it's possible that neither one of us.
Yeah, I'll take the lead just because I've hinted twice now, and I think I've given my answer, unfortunately, throughout the podcast for the Punjabi prison match. Wow, it's hard to believe that they'll just put him over Orton 3 pay-per-views in a row. That's what's about to happen. I see Jinder Mahal winning his Punjabi prison match and keeping the title. I picked the modern-day Maharaja to go into SummerSlam, and John Cena, fresh off a flag match, USA chants. It's going to be another USA versus India thing, and it's going to be John Cena versus Jinder Mahal. And I think SummerSlam, not to jump into that prediction episode too early, could be number 17.
Quite possibly. That's what I've been saying since the jump off of the Cena return. I agree with everything you said. While I'm reading that it's going to be Cena and Styles for SummerSlam, I want to believe they're going to do what I've been thinking since June. Since the modern day Maharaja won the world title. I thought that it was setting up for a big Cena USA moment.
I mean, if Orton ends up winning, dude, then Jinder gets a rematch, and we've got more Jinder and Orton, and that's just too much.
Yeah, it's getting really like this pay-per-view just feels like the same one as the Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
but to make it official, I do think that Mahal will retain the title and bring it into SummerSlam, and it feels like that'd be the place for him to lose it to someone like John Cena. But who knows? I don't know.
So all of the Lock of Destiny rests on what I think is the worst match on the card, the 5 women for the number 1 contender.
Yeah. So that's what we got for you guys. And
what happens, Rob, if you picked Lana and I picked Charlotte, but what happens if Becky, Tamina, or Natalya win?
That's a push.
The push.
And I would think that wrestling rules apply, and I would have to beat you. To be the man, you have to beat the man. And if I want that lock, but you know what? You might have that lock hanging around your neck, but I've got something much more important hanging around mine. I'm showing everyone that I'm a fan of Sasha Banks.
I feel like the tiebreaker should be whoever's not wearing the dumbest shirt today. And I win.
How are the pits?
They're good. It's a black shirt. You can't tell.
Show your pits. Show your pits. Show your pits. Show your pits.
Now, the dam broke last night, though. It was so hot outside, and my whole shirt was soaked from my belly to my chest and my back, but the armpits were still dry. There's something not natural about it.
Cool, man. This is obviously our last episode for the week. We had some scheduling stuff, but between the fact that Jerry's got a tough schedule tomorrow and that I didn't even see SmackDown, we just thought this was the way to go this week. And so it gives us a nice round 3 anyway. 3 is a good number for a week, I feel like, anyway. So anything you want to throw in there before we sign off for the week until Monday?
I'll defer to you, boss. Since
I am the boss, clearly, legitimately, if you can't tell, there's a legit in there.
Oh, is there a legit? I don't see.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'll give you a shot of it.
No, there it is. You're right. Legit boss.
So this is not some sort of insincere boss. I am the legitimate boss in this show.
Let's see the back one more time.
Look at this. Check it out. Can you see it?
Oh, I see it.
It's the sunglasses. It's the boss sunglasses, which also, thanks to the stupid Slam Crate, I own those glasses. Remember the first Slam Crate? They came included.
You know what? Screw you for not wearing the glasses today.
I should have. SOB, and I think I even know where they are. I blew an opportunity.
And I thought that the James Ellsworth shirt I got you for Christmas was going to be...
You thought that would be the worst wrestling shirt I ever owned?
I did.
WWE says, nay, Valeri. We can top that. I blame myself for not bringing those glasses. Son of a b. I only have myself to blame.
Well, you know what? If she ends up winning and going into the women's match at SummerSlam, you'll have another opportunity.
My faith is in Lana. Your faith is in Charlotte Flair. My faith is in Lana.
Lana. Yeah,
right,
you're in a bad spot today, man.
My cable guy's supposed to be coming. Should be getting some cable internet here after we're supposed to have it on Saturday night.
I hope he looks at your shirt and goes, "Oh yeah, man, I love Sasha Banks." Like, I hope he's the biggest Sasha Banks mark ever.
You know, when last time I wore a Bret Hart shirt, I had to get my tire changed by AAA. The guy he looks at my shirt and he goes, he's a huge, like, burly looking bearded guy. Is that Bret the Hitman Hart? And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, that's my favorite wrestler. He goes, you know what? He might be mine too. And he's like, did you ever see him wrestle Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam? I said,
well, he's pulling out matches.
He's pulling out matches, and we bonded immediately because of that Bret Hart shirt.
Let me go to my car and get my notebook. I'll show you my top 20 of all time.
I'm expecting the same thing to happen today with the cable guy.
Remember that Sasha Banks match where she almost died because she fell on her neck dumb? Or that other Sasha Banks match where she almost died because she fell on her neck dumb?
Is that the Boss Sasha Banks shirt? Remember that time she was the first woman to step into a Hell in a Cell? Can't believe it.
Remember, she was the first superstar to be related to Snoop Dogg.
All right, the boss is out.
Yeah.